Hello and welcome, and it is the evening, the nighttime at my point of view, 2100 hours or 9:02 p.m. Eastern Time. As of the recording, my name is Derek. This is the crypto day evening. Oh, we'll call it a trading update video or something like that. All bets trades are within your own risk reward management. For me, risk reward management is always job number one. And in the session for Tuesday, today's Tuesday, not Wednesday, tomorrow's Wednesday, but for Tuesday's session, which completed at 8 p.m., a low of 62.40, a high of 62.89, differential 49 basis points. That is really decently away from that 1% number. We'll see how today's session is, but we look at this on, say, a 15-minute time frame. What we're seeing is just a bunch of a new sideways consolidation. Resistance has been established here. 62.81, which is up to 62. The 62.80s is where resistance is at. It's been hit now 3 times, as it was hit here at about the 11 a.m. Timestamp yesterday morning. It was hit there again at 1 o'clock in the morning at the on October 30th, and then hit there most recently at about 6 p.m. Eastern Time today. But the volatility remains really low. Support, the range is really between 62.50 down to about 62.30. Is the area for where key support amongst this range happens to be. It's a very, very tight range. And well, this is going to be a video regarding altcoins. These are 6 of the 7 that I'm planning on showing, starting off with QSP. I got a fib up target equals 982, meaning that's where I'm going to be wanting to sell. So let's take a look at that code first. And we'll start off within the daily term time frame. Well then, so obvious downtrend, which bottomed here in September 12th as of now. Since that point, it had several periods where it grinded within the 18 average of highs. And when I say several is definitely an understatement. Enough for this big red candle was very much a higher low from the September lows. And then when it broke that level of resistance, it had a very big gain, breaking 610, making it up to about 819, 820. So about a 30-ish% move from the resistance break. Coming back close to where it came from, it came back down to like 620-ish, but it resisted at about 601. So a few basis point differential. So it's one of those spots where if you're looking to buy back where it came from, I would have missed out on it because I would have been looking to buy it probably at about conservatively like 603 and even and non-conservatively at about 550s, and it didn't go down there. Rather, we found support within this level, and I like how we see in this volume in yesterday's session as this was leaving the 18 average or 2 days ago rather, and then a continuation of good volume on yesterday, and it's leaving the 18 nicely like it is. I think this has very good potential to have a decent size move to the upside. So I'm going to make a game out of this. I'm going to be buying this probably right now and looking to sell this at a little bit below the 900 level. What I'll do if this happens to be a loser, I'll either have to sell for a loss. I'll either have to possibly lower my sell order later on in time. And really, those are the only 2 options that I seem to have. Don't know why that did that, but anyway, let's take a look at this on the 15, or let's do hour time frame, which has shown a lot of up and down choppy moves. So if you're looking for stuff like this as a day trader, this is magnificent movement when you get to see stuff like going from like 716 down to like 650. Then you see this move that goes up to the 755. continuous sell back to the point where you can get some of your buy orders in if you're playing for the short term moves. 664, very low volatile move in here, but differential within this little 4 period range is like 696 to 716. That's about, it's only like 3%. But within such, I think there's a good chance that this could make it to that a 1,000 level. So I'm going to put a buy in for this, which means I was able to buy 429 of them at the price point of 702, costing 0.01. Selling at 997, which is what I have put my order in for, would take me back 0.014, 197. So the next time I would go in for something like this, if this order comes in, and it doesn't matter what code it goes into, but if I'm just going to go long onto something, I'll put it to 0.014 and just see how high I can get this to trade just whenever I see any kind of opportunity available, and then go with like 4, 5, or 6 of these. Again, I'm not too sure if I'm going to get XZC, but let's take a look at that one right now. And within it, on its daily term time frame, it's been in a large downtrend, basically, to say the least. This is something that was 8,400, now down to 1,650. Continuous decline lower. Band flattening out. I want to count this as resistance established, but one interesting move, to say the least. But since that move has happened, spending about 5 or so days correcting within the 18 average in the same range at which it has been in for a decent amount of time, September 27th, and then of course it got out of that range on October the 25th. But since the move, 5 days finishing off that range, and then now another 5, 6, 7 days here since this 2-day rally that concluding on October the 25th, establishing short-term resistance at 1767. Mathematically, if this thing is ready to go, I could at least make a play to lower high. I look at the math on it, 1700, looking at 22. We're looking at about like 5, 700 points. So something that could make about 30%, but I'm actually going to pass on playing this coin, which means the next one on the list is Storm, and I just got WOW written on that. So it's got a decent setup apparently. Let's take a look at it. And starting off in the daily term, major decline. 750 down below 100, currently in at 159. 18 average started to go flat, or the bottom was in August. It has established a big level of resistance in at, the high end is at 150. Well, what's the high? 155? 155 high it made. And then it pretty much barely pierced above it for these 2 days. But this long-standing support held. And within the 2 days that occurred here, what we're seeing is that it has its decent move, comes back to the 18 average, comes back to where it came from, which was, of course, a resistance from September 25th, and again in at October 6th and 7th resistance. That's where it's supported. Spending the last few days leaving the 18 average in a measure to which this is doing. It's looking to me as if it's ready to get going. And let's take a look at this on a shorter term time frame. And we'll use the 3-hour to do such, which I'm liking how it's playing out even on here, because we have this resistance that it established at the 5 a.m. timestamp here, or about 14 or 15 periods ago. How it came back down to the 18 average of lows, spending lots of time here within the highs, and then about 5 periods ago, breaking out in here, spending 2 periods just hanging in within the 18 average of highs. This last one breaking it, coming back. So for something like this, I think this has got a beautiful potential. I'll be looking to sell this at about 219 or higher than such. Probably even closer to into the 240s. Because Fibonacci 38.2% is 219, and it usually pierces extra. I'm even thinking about doing the 61.8% correction as well, which would be in that of about 354. 162 is a key area right now, so to say that Fibonacci is working, it most certainly is for that. But this is definitely going to be play number 2. So that means 6,250 on a 0.01 again. And 6,000, and I'll sell at 239. That's where my order will come into place, and I will receive 0.0149375 for my next trade thereafter if this comes into play. So FHX is something I want to buy, but I don't want to buy it until it's below 300. Let's take a look at that one next. And it doesn't have much data, but wow, interesting move to say the least. Which seen it go from this low towards this high. And switching it to the 3-hour and looking at some Fibonacci from the lows and the highs. And I just calculated a little bit of a different number, but what we have is 519 and 347 as the key numbers. So 519, it obviously pierced below to 492 before having this rally. So therefore, what would it pierce below 347 be? Decently north than 300. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just see if buy order is going to come in at this level or not. Well, I'm going to put the buy order in. We'll see if it gets filled or not. 301 is where I'll be looking to buy for 0.01 worth. And I actually put it in for 313 to buy rather than 301 just to be a little safer. This one has just broken established resistance in its data, or that of Steamer data coin. And interesting move here, to say the least, and to say it in an understatement point of view, that the high 1384, low 488, and then the correctionary move in here, and how it's been holding this 18 average lately, and then this level of resistance is just being taken out again. This, to me, looks as if it has the potential to get going. Now, do I really want to get into this and make a play at it? I probably should. After all, this has got very interesting risk-reward possibilities towards this. This might be something just better allocated for my normal buy low, sell high strategy. But either way, this thing was up here to 1364. And I don't know why this is doing it. I probably have to reload my browser. But with that being said, it looks pretty good right now. Now, this thing is just breaking out now, interestingly enough, as I take a look at this on a single hour time frame, just above this level of resistance in here. One strategy, I'm not going to play this. Again, I probably should. Buying it now, it's got a lot of up room left potential back to where it came from. Well, that is north of 650, even closer to 660. If that's some strategy, we try to put a buy order in the 650 range, and if it, because it's one of those cases, okay, you break resistance, now come back to the area which you came from, and there's even this level of resistance here, of course, at 670 to strengthen the range in the 650 area. But just something a little interesting, but I'm not going to get into that one right now. And the last one, as far as ones that I'm looking to possibly get into, is that of Yo-Yo. Tremendously large moves. It's April Fool's rally, 842 low, up to the 2450 handle. It managed to go there on 2 different occasions. Why is that important? Because it went to 2450, pulled back to 1400, which gave you another opportunity to buy back, sell, and then of course buy back. And the thing is during this decline, when you look at the buy low, sell high strategy, it's been a lot of buy orders, and only sell orders on selected dates like July the 3rd, again on July the 8th, a small one on July 28th, and another tiny one on August the 7th, small rally up here, and it really hasn't moved too much, but its overall volatility from the low is still pretty decent, given that the low is about 300, and now it's establishing and fighting with this big level of resistance between 556 and 575. 556, of course, is the August 22nd resistance, many days here at the 575 handle. It's had a lot of days showing some strength amongst the 18 average of highs. The lows, well, after the big move down, two decent red candle down, thus finding support at the end of September, start of October, or basically end of September resistance level, which is about 443. You can see resistance here on September 17th, again on the 23rd, and then the 27th and 28th. And then it supports it here on October 11th, and then again on October 15th. And it's obviously managed now to support in here at 500 this level of resistance. And now it's breaking out of this more current level of shorter term resistance area mark. Within the 3 hour, it's shown some volume here. We can see the volume occurring at the 1400 hour mark again here. So let's even shorten out the volumes or the time frame some more from the 3 hour. On the 15-minute, we can see that the move comes in here with the rally, pull back on lower volume, then the high volume coming in here, making this high. And now it's at this area again for where it came from. So it's either going to be that of the real move, failed move situation, but I'll give it a shot as that of the, well, the third play right now, given one is in a buy order. That doesn't count as of yet. And that means for this order, I'm going to be looking to sell it at 795, which would give me about 0.014 almost. 800 represents this previous level of support. And breaking this leg higher, that's pretty much where I would expect it to go up to on its next move. Going over the trades I've been talking about through the week, I've only had one throughout the day, and on the buy low, sell high strategy. And let's take a look at that to finish this video. And OST got a trade sell pretty much near the top at the 62.25 handle. It's got a good setup going on right now. It might come back to where it came from at 51, 52, which is that an area where I'd be looking to buy as the next spot. Even like 51.50, well, the differential's like over 1,100 points. That's close to 20%. So yeah, that's going to be where my new buy order is going to be. And as far as where I would like to sell, well, previous high, is that mathematically volatile enough? We're looking at 67 or 7,700. Differential is about 1,500 or so to get to that level. At 7,600, 1,400. So that's over 20%. So I can allocate 12, 13% of what I own for my next sell order above there and change the lines. And that will conclude this evening's video, and I'll be back again on Halloween morning with the Crypto Day morning. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.